Everybody, we're back here on Rewatch Yourself. The Angel. We're going to talk Angel. It's Angel Fridays here on the post credits channel, part of the Let's Get Ready network. See, I've done it. I think that's the first time I ever got it right. But you know what? Maybe I screwed it up. Who knows? Speaking of not screwing things up, we didn't screw up this lineup we have with you guys today. First off, Brendan Mars with us. Brendan, how are you doing, pal?
I'm good. This is my first time watching Angel, so this should be fun.
Yes, and well,
I mean, I've watched. You know what I mean.
yo, we know what you mean. I think you, yeah, this is probably the best. I think the best Angel episode yet. But let's see what Ferris Matana has to say about it. Ferris, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I love this episode.
It's fantastic. Yeah, this is the episode where I think they got it right. Like they got the show right. Now, this is going to air May 9th of 2000. It's written by Jerry Campbell. There's a lot of Canadian content here, guys. Jerry Campbell, Canadian. This is the only Buffy the Vampire Slayer universe credit he has. He was a big part of writing things like that in the for Kids in the Hall as Kids in the Hall started up. He was actually the showrunner when they did those reunion episodes in 2022. I think is that COVID 2022. I can't remember. Anyway,
what's Kids in the Hall?
They were what's Kids in the Hall? Well, imagine if Saturday Night Live wasn't live and it was better. That's Kids.
It's like the Canadian. Is this like the Canadian version?
Well, no. It was executive produced by Lorne Michaels. So yes, but it's where Dave Foley came from. A lot of those guys or whatever. It's just a sketch comedy. A little darker. A little darker.
Are you like all the Canadians that were on SNL came from this?
No, well, there's been so many Canadians on SNL.
Phil Hartman. Where'd Phil Hartman come from?
Phil Hartman is one of the founding members of the Groundlings in Los Angeles. So there you go. Him and Lovitz were really good friends. Oh, but he's from Canada, but he had nothing to do with the Canadian scene. He was down in the United States. He was actually did artistry for record covers. Ferris. Oh, nice. We're gonna bring it all full circle.
Yeah.
There you go. He also co-executive produced Mad TV. He wrote a show that was done here called Todd and the Book of Pure Evil, which was fantastic. I loved it. And also, he's also a writer and co-producer on Kim's Convenience, another big Canadian show. Has that guy who was going to be the star of that Star Wars. I don't know if it was going to be a TV show, but about that pilot or whatever in the Mandalorian series. I mean, you know who I'm talking
about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, directed by David Straighton, yet another Canadian. But he last directed. He's directed a few episodes. The Bachelor Party. The Bachelor Party, probably being my favorite episode of Angel up until this one.
Mm-hmm.
I love that episode. Now, we should get into the guest star alert, because it's the only time we can call him a guest star, because he might not be in every episode very much. I believe he's in every single other episode Angel ever makes. So it's J. August Richards as Gunn, finally appearing here near the end of the season.
Yes.
Head of the Street Kids, fighting back against the vampires here. He had previous roles on The Practice, Chicago Hope, Nash Bridges. I'm sure these are all Ferris favorites.
I love Nash Bridges. Shout out to Don Johnson, baby. Don Johnson, by the way, the coolest man in America.
Indeed he is.
Cooler than Cheech Marin, who's also in that.
You know what, Rob?
By quite a bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think
did he earache my eye? I don't think.
Yeah. I think
wrote Heartbeat.
I think the phrase is the people you think are cool and awesome at 13 stay cool and awesome for you forever because like they're your heroes.
Yeah.
I was 12 years old. I watched that first episode of Miami Vice, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have been watching it.
I was 12 when that first episode of Miami Vice came out.
Exactly. I
so
probably
should. So what you're saying?
We're the same age drop. Yes, we're the same age drop. So I watched it, man. Them driving over the Miami Bridge
Sure.
with Phil Collins playing in the background
Sure.
and Tubbs loading up that shotgun.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, these two are the coolest men in
You
America.
have not worn a pair of socks since. Thanks to Don Johnson.
And I
Okay.
and I have a white suit.
Oh my God, with a pastel blue
You
t-shirt.
know it. You
Oh
know
my
it.
God, it's just timeless. It's a timeless look,
It's
isn't it?
amazing.
He was okay. A couple other things. He's in Good Burger. I didn't
Ah,
know
yes,
that.
ma'am. Yes, yes.
He was also in an episode of The West Wing. So there you
Oh, yes.
go. Now he's of course
He's
going to
also
join the cast.
he's also in 2 episodes of Fire Country
Sure.
and 1 episode of The Rookie.
There you are. He's still busy.
He was also
He's
on Agents of
also.
Shield.
I was gonna say he was also Deathlock in
Yes.
Agents of Shield. Yeah. Yeah, and then of course he has a whole bunch more about his life come out much later on and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's nice that he actually felt safe to do so. Just took him a long time, which you always feel bad about. All right, moving on to the show here. Opening scene. It's going to take on. It's basically like the Buffy mission statement here, where we're going to see the little girl cornered and stuff like that. The monsters closing in, but maybe a little trick up her sleeve here. Now, there's 3 vampires after her, but she was actually the one luring them into a
Mhm.
trap. We get the nice little angel swerve here, the hero reveal from the feed up. This time it's Gunn, just saying, you expecting somebody else? Are you expecting somebody else?
Oh, I thought it was going to be Angel.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
not Angel. It was our pal Gunn. Also, couple of like I love the episode. It's the best Angel episode so far.
What's the problem, Rob?
There's problems.
Oh,
There's
boy.
problems. First of all, they keep referring to them as street kids. Uh, these guys are 30 something years old. Like all of them seem to be very, very much older than street kids. That's fine. Also homeless, which is a problem when you have a pickup truck that you drive around with a bed mounted steak cannon on it, which
Yes,
is
yeah.
awesome.
It's
But
awesome.
they don't have a home to live in, but they have this super weapon to drive around
Yes.
with. Yeah, I guess you have to come to a point where you're like, guys, we can have a place to live and be safe, or
Or have this great
we can
weapon.
have the steak cannon truck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's how you sell it too. Everyone's like, "Well, you can have this, or you can have this." I
Mhm.
actually, for the show, they made the right decision. It wouldn't be near as cool if they were just living in a house. Plus, they couldn't call themselves street kids; they'd have to call themselves home kids or something like that. Now, we get to see the gang from Angel Investigations.
Mhm.
They're at a little soiree.
Mm.
Cordelia is very excited. They're at a home of a tech billionaire. One of the
Uh-huh.
first, some of the first tech billionaires, I guess, coming out at this time. I did like Angel telling Wesley to hide money around the office and watch Cordy find it. So it's fascinating. I would appreciate more of that on the show. Cordy had told the host of the party that they could only meet at night, and it had to be in a party to make them feel a
Who's
little more
John
at
Ritter?
ease. Was that John Ritter?
Yeah.
You think that's John Ritter there?
It is John Ritter, isn't it?
The actor?
He looks like him.
He looks like him. That's not John Ritter.
Oh, wait, that's not John Ritter?
No, no, no.
Who is
Nope.
that?
Well, we'll talk about it in a second. Now, the we're going to talk about the why they're there. This tech billionaire is getting blackmailed, guys. They've got pictures of him. Maybe embarrassing. I think you could say pictures of him that was taken at a demon brothel. How's it we got 20 episodes into this show? This is the first tale we hear of a demon brothel. Madame Dorian's fair. Madame
Madame
Dorian.
Dorans, yes, yes.
Yeah. Now, that billionaire was not John Ritter.
I thought that was John Ritter.
Man, I named my dog after. It's David Nabbit, or sorry, the billionaire's David Nabbit. It's David Herman,
What?
the actor. Where do you know him from, Ferris?
I thought he was John Ritter, so I knew John Ritter from a lot of places.
Yeah, no, this is David Herman. Famously, like most famous role he did, he was Michael Bolton in Office Space. He was one of the stars of Office Space. At this time, I think it just come out the summer before, something like that. One of the one of the more biggest known comedies of that era, I would think. Office Space, a Mike Judge movie when he's breaking away from Beavis and Butthead. There you go.
Oh my God! Now I know why I know David Herman.
Okay. Did you know him from Three's Company? Do you remember when he
No,
moved in with Janet and Chrissy?
no, he's the ref from Kicking and Screaming.
Oh my gosh.
He's the ref from Kicking and Screaming.
That's a very specific way to know.
I thought he was John Ritter. Oh my God!
Now, no, not John Ritter. Now, John Ritter was Ted, if you remember back season one of the Vampire Slayer. So there you go. Now, luckily,
Oh, that was John Ritter.
yeah.
Oh my God!
Whoa, boy, Ferris Muthana, the guy who pays attention to celebrity actors. Now, yes, he's this guy that's been he's been having trouble. His security team having trouble locating this vile extorter. They do know his name though is Lenny Edwards, and that they have an 8x10 photograph of him.
Yeah.
Being in great black and white. They still can't find him though. Cordy has graciously offered to hang out at the party for a little while afterwards, just a few hours, so no one's going to suspect anything. What a heroic gesture on Cordelia Chase's part. No, we're going to go back and visit with the kids here, Ferris. They're in that fight with the vampires now, holding their own, which is pretty good of them. They're fighting supernatural beings. Yes, and once again, let's not forget they have a truck-mounted stake cannon, which is awesome. The guy doing it takes out 2 vampires and 1 jumping, which is pretty awesome. But poor kid. This one poor kid is going to get his neck broken. Moments later, the guy on the back of the truck shooting those stakes, Bobby, he's going to get into it with a vampire. Oh, it doesn't look good afterwards.
No, it doesn't.
No, and you have Gunn's sister there with some sort of stake, just yelling, not doing anything. Hey, get away from him. It's like, this is why you have that stake. And then just get rid of this vampire. She let Bobby down. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it here in front of everyone watching on Rewatchers Council. Alana let Bobby down.
Well, Alana lets a lot of people down.
Oh boy, well that's true.
Indeed.
Anyways, eventually there's going to be 5 vampires run off. I guess they had 3 and some more go up for some reason. The kids are going to head back to the base for security reasons. I guess they cover up the truck, not the cannon. They cover up the truck. They leave the cannon sticking out, which is, I don't know, yeah. It'd be easier to hide the cannon. A truck could be anywhere. A stake firing cannon. You know what's going on with that one. Anyways, Bobby's gonna get helped in with a limp. He's like, he's doing okay. He's just slight limp going in. Gradually gonna get worse though, because within 15 seconds after him getting into the base, he dies. He just dies, which is not great. We find out some other kids has scrounged up some food. They've gotten some cans, but they were disappointed at the offerings at a local certain garbage bin, which is it's always, you expect, there's certain garbage bins you expect a little higher class from. Not today. Not that thing. Also, Simon's going to say everyone has to eat. Everyone's going to eat.
Indeed.
Don't worry about it. No, they just leave Bobby lying on the floor. They didn't do anything about Bobby. Oh, poor Bobby. Anyways, Angel's going to go over to Madame Dorian's because
why not?
He's just there to check things out.
Yeah,
guys, doesn't matter. They won't serve them because they're racist against vampires.
They don't. Hey, you know what? Vampires.
I didn't want to say it.
I think I'm not gonna say it's justified, but vampires are a little homicidal.
Yeah,
That's true.
Just a tad bit. And you know what?
Yeah.
And you know what? They probably did serve as vampires back in the day. And then a couple vampires probably killed a couple of the girls.
Yeah.
Nick their money and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Rob the place.
Yeah. They nicked the money. No, they nicked another thing, an artery. That's what they nicked.
Oh my gosh, they killed.
Yeah.
The demons are supposed to kill each other. That's why Spike got beaten up at the one place in Sunnydale and stuff like that. They're not supposed to do that. But yeah, you can't trust a vampire. I
No,
think
I'm sorry. Yeah, they're a different breed.
I said that 100 times. So he's gonna ask the lady that runs it. We're assuming, I guess, that lady in the business suit is Madame Dorian. I guess. Anyways, he's
No,
gonna say it.
Yeah, I guess she's probably mad at Dorian. She looked like a business accountant. That's what she looked like.
That's what I thought too. But she calls the girl over. That girl comes her. So I'm figuring that's her place. Anyways, he's like, well, you may not want to service me, but would you like it known that one customer is going to be, extorting another customer from here?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh boy, all right, I'll get a little more helpful now. Has her girl Lena come down to tell him some stuff about this Lenny Edwards guy. We get a little more vampire bashing. Also, Lena doesn't watch where her tail's going, or does watch where her tail's going, and Angel doesn't do anything about it at first. Angel. So,
Shame.
yes, exactly right. Now, Gunn's sister wants to go talk about Bobby, who they just left in the middle of the floor. But, that happened moments ago. Gunn's already moved on. And he's too busy trying to protect all of these also kids over at the place, just like Peter Pan. She's going to call him reckless, suggests he set up the trap just because he was bored. You want to get a little vampire action in here. Just itching to fight. Always now he's going to accuse him of loving death. For God's sakes, all right. Little girl, just take it easy. She's afraid of losing her big brother. So we can get it. She's a little, a little agitated by all this. She says, well, that's never going to happen. Don't worry about it. Another kid named Chain, the skinny little kid named Chain. He's going to come back with the location of a nearby vampire nest. And then word is also going to come out that
by the way, Chain is I know him as DA. I know he was like a DA agent in another show I watched.
Okay. I was going to say this isn't the same Chain as Chain Guy, the guy that we saw in Tucson, Arizona. Walking around with a
No,
strapped around his
he was not.
Different guy. Now, there's another vampire moving rooftop to rooftop very fast. So they're going to go check it out. Turns out, oh, don't worry, guys, it's Angel. He's found Lenny Edwards. Lenny Edwards, luckily, despite how large Los Angeles and the greater Los Angeles area is, just happened to be in the same neighborhood that the street kids lived in, which is very convenient for the story. Now, he happens to, Angel's going to threaten him. He's going to ask for the pictures. The guy is going to push back here, saying Angel doesn't want to see his bad side. No one ever wants to see Lenny Edwards' bad side.
No, you don't.
I read about that. I read about that in the newspaper. Now, Angel says, "Well, you show me yours, I'll show you mine." He gets vamp-faced. Of course, Gunn's going to be watching this. Okay, we got ourselves another vampire to fight here. Then he's going to ask in his own polite way that Lenny bring the pics to that exact spot the next day. So, again, Gunn's going to know the exact location where Angel's going to be and stuff like that. Lenny's going to nod. They each leave. Now, Gunn's going to deal with it. Gunn's had enough. He's going to deal with this stuff.
Yeah, damn right.
Damn vampire in my neighborhood again. We're going to go back to see good old David Nabbit, who's paying Wes and Cordy handsomely an exorbitant amount of money. Wesley thinks it's so much. It's got to be a mistake. Cordy has to remind him that he probably knows how to write a check by now. She can hardly talk with the amount. Nabbit just says he rewards good work. And Wesley reminds him, well, we haven't actually done that work yet. He says, but don't worry about it. We're going to earn every cent. Do not worry about it. So I imagine this amount of money is going to cover up a lot of how do these girls get paid. I think we
Hmm.
can imagine now they can get paid with all this money. Now, we never know the amount. Lenny Edwards meets with Angel again, has the pics. Why would he bring the pics if he's just going to have Angel get attacked anyways? That demon that attacks him, guys, I think it must have cost $4 to put this look together. They just put an old mask on, an old demon mask on, and had the stunt guy just wear a sweatsuit. That's what.
Yeah, they probably just went to the makeup trailer, be like, just give me that mask.
Yeah, just give him a mask. We have a couple of these. Just give him
Hmm.
one. We got a sweatshirt. You know what? Don't even bother going into wardrobe. Just wear what you wore. Be comfortable. Just be comfortable out there. So he's gonna. Well, the demon's gonna take him out. They're gonna start
Hmm.
fighting. Angel's gonna go grab those photos first. He isn't fooling around. Eventually, snapping the demon's neck. He was. Yeah. Lenny's gonna start running off now. Angel somehow out of breath. He is a vampire. Famously, don't need to breathe, but he's out of breath here. Taking a second to recover, and gets a stake through his chest from the mounted stake cannon again.
Hmm.
Luckily,
Just missed
luckily,
his heart. Just missed
luckily
it.
they're gonna miss. Luckily they're gonna miss. He's gonna start running. The truck's gonna follow him. Drives into a neatly piled stack of paper barrels. Why would they have this just in the middle of the road? Anyways, Angel's gonna go hide in a warehouse. Then when that truck's gonna burst into it with one of those hood-mounted stakes it
Hmm.
has, which is pretty good. Then a gate filled with stakes he's gonna step on a bear trap kind of thing, releasing this gate full of stakes down at him. I loved this entire bit. Then he's gonna get jumped on by somebody with a stake. He's gonna throw him off, grab the stake, almost stake him. Why would he think that it would be a vampire? Why would he grab the stake and he's like, I'm gonna stake this guy? And sees the guy's human and lets him go. It's like, why would a vampire use a stake? Come on, Angel, do better. Angel, do better. Anyways, he
Well,
let him.
well, I don't know. It could be a vampire trying to kill another vampire. Wouldn't don't they
Yeah, I guess.
stake each other?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they would use a stake. No, it's vampires using stakes. That's when accidents happen, guys.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to run with scissors. You're not supposed to be a vampire with a stake. It's the same thing. It's
Hmm.
what they're told when they're in vampire kindergarten. So there you are. Anyways, now dodges a crossbow trap, which is also fun that they had. He's gonna fend off four other guys until finally grabbing Alana, who decided to stick her nose in there. He's gonna use her as a human shield. Tells these guys, you guys are gonna get yourselves killed doing this. Gunn's gonna be a tough guy and saying, "You first, pal." Then Angel's gonna say, "You know what? I'm gonna free his sister here. I think I got a good idea. I'm gonna start winning their trust." He's gonna free her sister, and then a crossbow bolt's gonna fly out, and he's gonna catch it with his hand. Well, not catch it. He's gonna let it go into his hand. He blocks it with his hand. Just as ow. Well, I would imagine why he was saved. No, Gunn doesn't believe Angel is different than any other vamps that have come around. Angel reminds him, well, just saved this girl's life for goodness sake. Why would a vampire just save her? Now, he's going to compliment their headquarters.
Hmm.
I don't blame him. For a bunch of guys that can't eat, they sure got some pretty cool gadgets.
Hmm.
Gunn's
Also,
not.
this is Angel who he tends to like live in like a hole.
Yeah, the guy knows his way around a sewer. He's
Hmm.
probably been in worse spots. I can tell you
Yeah.
that. Now, Gunn isn't interested in any of Angel's ideas about updates. Angel's going to remind him, guys, we're on the same side. Says he's not there to kill you guys, and then Gunn just doesn't care. Just wants him gone. They all leave, so it's like they had a mutual. Gunn thinks he has a mutual understanding. Beat it. We're good.
Hmm.
All right. So they leave. They did, turn their back on him. So I guess they trust Angel a little bit not to kill him. We're gonna go back. Wes is gonna find Nabbott's pictures. Let's say interesting. Let's say interesting. Angel has to remind him that one of them is upside down. Has to flip it over.
Hmm.
Angel's getting patched up here. Cordy wants to cheer him up by showing him the check.
Mm.
You know, they discuss Gunn's group. They have pity for them, of course.
Rob, I
Cody,
have a question.
sure.
I mean, you too, Brennan. How many leather jackets can you think he can buy with that check?
A lot.
I don't know if he buys the jackets. I think he pilfers them.
Oh, you think he steals them?
Yeah,
Wow.
you can
Mm.
buy. Yeah, I could write him a $0 check and still end up with leather jackets.
Mm-hmm.
It's only I don't know, him not killing the guy that owns the store. Payment enough. That's payment enough. Plus, he's gone soul saving. What's the price on that? Priceless. Absolutely priceless. Anyways, yeah, they all have pity for the kids. Angel thinks they're way over their heads. They're in real danger with all this. He wants Wesley to go find out where these kids are. He'll deal with that vamp nest that's in the neighborhood. Don't worry about it. He is feeling a little sore though,
Mm-hmm.
so he takes Cordy up on that quick checklist, which I appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
He's a businessman now. He's a
You know it.
businessman. He's getting money. Jane and Alana are going to argue over Angel's merits as Gunn listens. They're going to play, a little debate about things. Gunn is going to be the moderator, I suppose. He
Mm-hmm.
questions what Angel wants, though, if not killing. And why go there? Why go to their neck of the woods to do it? Angel now gets to that nest. There's only one remaining vamp. I did like how the vamp was waiting for him overhead, and he just steps out of the way, and the vamp face
Oh,
plants. Vampires aren't like cats, Ryan. Vampires
don't land on their force.
don't always land on their feet. Sometimes they land right on their face. Now we're gonna go back. He's gonna ask this vampire for info. He wants to know what this nest is all about. We're gonna go back to Gunn's little group here, all arming themselves, getting their weapons ready. Alana's gonna try and get him to eat. Gunn's too busy. Gunn has too much on his plate.
Here's the thing, Rob. Here's the thing, Rob. She said, you should go eat. Here's some bread.
Yeah. Well, if you remember, there was a movie that came out a few years ago, 20 something years ago, where all that a couple of characters had to eat was some bread. Sure, it was, what was it, Nimbus bread? And it was supposed
Mm.
to, just a couple of mouthfuls would do you for a couple of weeks, but still, bread is nutritious. They used to give,
I would, what
that's all
movie
they
is
gave
this?
prisoners. That was Lord of the Rings.
Oh, Lord of the Rings. Well, okay.
Yes, the Bunbus bread.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Adelia would remember the name. Adelia would
Adelia's
remember the
mad
name
at
of the
me.
bread way more
Good.
than I would. Now, he's gonna go on. Gunn's gonna go on about the food. A couple of dudes pilfer. Like, I guess there was a guy that got hamburger, which is probably a pretty big deal.
Mm.
Some fruits and veggies or something like that. A well balanced meal for a homeless kid. That's pretty good. Anyways, Gunn's gonna hear something as they're going on. He's gonna start ordering people out because they just got smoke bombed. He said, "Get on the daylight, get out in daylight." Smart thinking. Vampire can't grab you off the street in the middle of the day, or can they, Ferris? The answer is they can because
No.
they're gonna come by in a van, decked out head to toe in clothes, including this 1910s or 1920s gas masks like they had in that episode of Doctor Who, if you remember that one at all, and I'm sure you do. So they're going to end up grabbing Alana. Gunn is going to run up, jump onto the van, looking in to see the vampire start eating his sister right in front of his face. And one
Mm.
of the more brutal scenes you'll see on Angel, at least so far, he's going to get punched. The head vamp's going to punch through the window just to
Mhm.
knock him off the van and stuff like that. He's going to watch it drive off while he's on the floor or on the road looking and stuff like that. It's like, oh, you think he'd be taking it a lot harder than he does. He doesn't take it, he's upset, but he could have taken it a lot worse, you would imagine.
Mhm.
Now, Cordy and
Because
Wes,
he saw them biting her in the van.
yeah,
So he probably already knew before. We'll talk about it later.
that is his little sister though, and
Yeah.
he's like, well, damn it, You know, he gets angry. Well, I figured he'd get more upset about him, but they've only been the only thing they had, as she'll be saying eventually. But anyways, spoiler alert for what happens to her in a couple of minutes. Now, Cordy and Wesley in the Angel Mobile. Cordy's dreaming of a better place. So one advantage she has, she has a good imagination. Wesley gets the thought that all these kids are probably getting power illegally. Why doesn't he just start looking around for where they patch from? Which is smart. Now, as he looks, he's going to tell Cordy to go talk to some homeless guy pushing a shopping cart for some information. She asks why she has to do it. Says you can imagine him as some big buff stud, and he's stuck with reality, which is a part I like quite a bit. Okay. Angel back to Guns HQ again. He's going to grab a guy, and they're going to actually, Ferris, well, I don't know.
Follow the rules.
They're going to follow the rules here, where he's going to get invited in. But that's not their place. They don't own that space. I don't know why he would have to get invited into this thing. So I think they're like, oh, we screwed up a whole bunch of times. So we should just have him get invited in for everything. Like, I don't think he needed to get invited into a public spot, or at least not their spot, anyways. Especially how you just went into a guy's apartment a couple of nights ago to go start a fight and never got invited in. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Anyways, they're getting armed again. They've had enough. They're gonna take care of these vampires once and for all. Angel's gonna warn them again. You're gonna get people killed. Going after them exactly what they want. Gunn doesn't want to hear it. And then we get this skinny guy Chain again. He's gonna start talking tough about people dying just by talking too much. Like, all right, okay, pal. What are you, 110 pounds? Get away from me. Angel says he can help, except but one thing that Chain does have is some weird ass flamethrower. And again, these guys are homeless. They're homeless with flamethrowers and
Man, just because they're homeless don't mean they're not innovators and smart. They made a
they steal. Well, I guess they can steal the gas whatever time. I'm sure it's not gasoline they use in that thing. Probably some other kind of gas. But if they can steal the can, they can steal some gas. I guess you're right. I've shamed myself once again. Anyways, Angel says that he can help all this, except if he really wants to die, then they can all do this together. Gunn's gonna open a window at him just so the sun's gonna come on him. Then he's gonna stick him in an old meat locker and leave. That's pretty rude. That's no way to treat a guest. I've been stuck in too many meat lockers in my day. Maybe I'm just a little sore about it. Maybe I'm just a little sore. Anyways.
We are Rob Snark. We got the meats.
Oh, we got the meats. Gunn's gonna head over into the nest alone. They drive over there. He's like, guys, I got this by myself. Has the other states just in case the vampires come out during the daytime again, so they can clean them up. He's gonna hear Alona hum. She tells him that she's not sad at all with this. She's stronger and faster than ever before, just like the Bionic Man. Then she shoves him across the floor, for goodness sakes, which is pretty rude. Now, we see an Angel trying to bust out, like the bride from, Kill Bill, Volume 2. He has a little more room to do it. He's just punching. It's an old meat locker made out of wood, luckily, and not, metal, steel, which would make things a lot tougher, you'd imagine. We get to go back to Alana trying to sell Gunn on the advantages of vampirism. He tells her he can't do it. He was the one who was supposed to protect her. She was his sister. She says, don't worry about it. I still am your sister. And says, you know what? If I'm not your sister, why don't you just kill me then? That she can't do it. So she offers to free him from all the guilt that he's been feeling. Angel is now almost made it through the wall. He's trying to get to that door latch. He's getting closer, but Cordelia and Wes arrive just to open him up anyways and let him out. Wes tells him that he should have used his cell, the one that he has in his pocket, and then Angel has to do a quick thing. Well, they never work in the basements or anything. It's like, well, why didn't Wes just call him before? Like I'm pretty sure the cell phone works both ways. You don't have to, wait for somebody else to get a hold of you. Ridiculous. Anyways, Now, Angel's gonna give them crap about being the boss before he leaves. Doesn't even say thanks. When you're freed from a meat locker, the least you can do is be polite.
That's
If
bad for morale, man. It's
I've
bad for
said it
morale.
100 times. I've said it 100 times in my life. Just say thank you when you get locked in a meat locker. That's all. Now, Alana's going to go on about the past and how she would do all these ridiculous things while walk across these rickety old floors, and she'd fall and Gunn would catch her. He's always looking out for young Alona.
Hmm.
Now it's her time to look out for him. She's going to fix him. So she's now going to go vamp face. Tells him to say goodbye to everything he ever knew, Ferris. He's going to go bite him. And she's taking her time.
And
She's gonna enjoy this bite. Maybe the
Mhm.
first person she's ever bit as a vampire.
Yes.
He's doing it nice and slow. So he's going to say goodbye. And of course, Duster. He knew what he had to
And
do.
he did say goodbye to everything he loved.
Yep, exactly right. It's layers. It's not
Mhm.
goodbye. And we see Angel had just been sitting there watching the whole thing like a jerk. No, just says, "Yeah, guys, let's get out of here." So the kids are all gonna run in. Then they get surrounded by the rest of the vampires that were around. The head vamp starts going on and on. Says, "You wanted a war? Well, this is it." Angel tells him, "Well, guess what, vampire guy? If you go now and never return, you can all continue to exist." He tells them that LA is his, that if they leave forever, the kids in the town are off limits, but you
Mhm.
can remain being vampires. This leader guy says, who are you? And if he knows who he's talking to, there's always the small guys are always the ones that say, you know who you're talking to.
A stab in the chest.
Angel says, interestingly, that his name is Angelus before dusting this poor dummy.
Hmm.
Yeah, he doesn't usually call himself Angelus anymore. He would
I
just
think
call
I think the vampires know him as Angelus. They know him as Angelus the Butcher.
him,
You know what I
sure.
mean? I just added the butcher part. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
think he's
I
called.
don't think I don't think he was ever called that ever in his
Yeah,
life.
but he should have been.
He's been alive for a long time, and no one's ever
Yeah.
called him.
I think Angelus the Butcher is a pretty strong name, like Jack the
I think
Ripper.
I think a guy who just came out of a meat locker, the
Yeah.
butcher, is
Yes.
a pretty good nickname.
That's what I'm saying. Shout out to you, Angelus. So I think the
We're here
vampires.
playing checkers. Ferris is here playing chess.
I know, right? Shout out.
He gets it. He gets it. The
Yeah.
dick.
So he's basically, because he kills the leader, but really, he's telling to the cronies.
Yeah, he was always
Yeah,
talking to the other man.
because they're not strong enough not to like lead themselves. That's why they have a leader.
Yeah, he asked them all if they want a truce now,
Mm-hmm.
but big guy Chain wants to take them all out, and just says, "Well, yeah,
I'll
you
take a
can,
couple
but
of you out before you take them all out.
a bunch of you are going to go out, especially you little chain boy."
Mhm.
Anyways, Shane's going to try to shame Gunn into dusting these guys. It says, "You haven't even killed any vampires yet." And Gunn says, "Oh, I have." And then he's just going to leave. All the kids are going to follow. Gunn has it's a hard debut for Gunn here on the
Mm-hmm.
show, and losing his sister, having to do it himself.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Indeed.
now we're going to see Wesley and Cordelia in the park. He's gotten a coffee, a ridiculous coffee.
A lot of foam.
A
Oh,
lot
it
of
is.
fun.
It's like whipped cream almost, isn't
Yes.
it? It's like an ice cream on top of that thing. Says she was thinking about those kids. You know,
What,
Cord-
Cordelia actually thinking about someone else other than.
Yeah.
Cordelia is supposed to be 19. She is one of those kids.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and most of them look way older than Cordelia. But anyway, why didn't they just hire kids or teens to be on the show? Like, the only thing I was thinking is, like, why do they keep hiring all these old people? The only thing I'm thinking of is if
Lost.
they hire a bunch of kids, exactly, you have to put them in school on the
Yeah.
set. They can only have this many hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get for production wise why they did it, but still,
Yeah.
come on, guys. Wesley's gonna say it gives perspective. These kids are living like this, and they're living on basically no money, so there isn't really too much perspective. They've got a truck, and they have to borrow Angel's Angel Mobile. So there you are. Cordelia says she may want to, prospectively prostitute herself to David Nabbit.
Yeah.
He says, he's nice. He also needs companionship.
She'll learn to love him.
She also needs security.
It sounds
Yeah.
like a recipe for disaster.
It is
That's actually
100%. Yeah.
how a lot of marriages happened back in the day.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Looks and chemistry can't be everything.
That's what I was. Yeah,
I
pretty
guess
much.
she doesn't mind that he went to that one
That
Mediterranean.
brothel, that demon brothel. You
That's what
know.
every ex that's ever broken up with me says. Looks and chemistry can't be anything. So
Yes.
there you go. Now, she's eventually going to reason herself out of all this baloney.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness for that. Says she is fine, even if she's poor and lonely. Now, at the end here, Gunn's going to be talking with Angel once again. He says that he's glad for what Angel did.
Quickly, how the day changed, right?
It changed pretty quick. At least they did it so that Angel could be outside with Gunn
Yeah.
at this point, which is good. He doesn't need a talking to. He said things aren't going to change there. Angel already knows all this. Tells him what he can. What can he tell him that he hasn't learned already? Up the streets. Gunn says he killed her. Angel assures him that wasn't her you killed. He didn't tell her that that's the thing that killed your sister, which is always I think the best way to describe it. Gunn, he's gonna ask why Angel does all this stuff, trying to save people. He answers, "What else can we do? What else can we do?" He can feel that there's a little bit of a partnership brewing between the two of them.
Ferris has disappeared.
Ferris is known for disappearing. He's like Angel. He's doing an Irish goodbye for all of us. Angel says though he's going to be around. Gunn doesn't want a babysitter though. Angel says, "You know what? I might need a babysitter or something to that effect." As the episode ends, of course, one of the best episodes of Angel, definitely of the season. Maybe one of the top episodes they ever do on this show. Next time.
Angel's creating his own little Scooby gang, yeah?
Yeah, he's getting it. You're getting it. It's gonna get. It keeps. There's gonna be more added, so don't worry about
Let's
it.
just say, at some point his Scooby gang was better than the other Scooby gang.
Well,
well,
let's not. Let's hold off on that a little bit. Next time, we're gonna have
at least, his Scooby gang doesn't have a Xander. That's all I have to say.
Well, that's
okay, fair.
All right. Yeah, all right. Next time, there's gonna be a Wolfram and Hart lawyer needing Angel's help. For goodness sakes. And that's going to be Blind Date. Blind Date, a poor name for that particular episode, just because somebody's blind in it or whatever. They just had to sandwich the thing in. They should have said something like Blind Justice or something cool like that. They did not. They say Blind
like
Date.
Justice or something.
There is
Daredevil.
If anybody comes onto the show next week here on the Let's Get Ready Network, here on the Post Credits channel, and things we're going to be talking about a romantic comedy where somebody gets set up with somebody else on a blind date. It's not that at all. It is basically a lady wants to murder some children. So that doesn't sound rom-commy to me. What does sound good to me though was the fact that I had you two gentlemen here on the show with me. First of all, Brendan Moore, thanks, buddy. Why don't you let people know what you're up to here on the good old internet?
Well, you can find me on Blue Sky, Brendan at bluesky.social. You can find me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube at Page Turners They Were Not.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Brendan. Ferris Mathana. Why don't it's your turn, pal. I was going to say, why don't you tell them what you're up to here on the Let's Get Ready Network on the our multitude of channels. Well, there's two. Why don't you tell them what's going on?
Actually, in a couple of minutes, 4:00 on the sports channel is our regular Friday show, Good Friends, Better Rivals. We had to do it at 4:00 because today there's a football game at 5, so we're doing it at 4. So join me and Caleb. We'll preview the New York Giants season and talk more Cowboys analysis from last night.
I wonder if you guys should have reached out to our pal Danny, considering they're playing at the I think a stadium in the neighborhood he grew up in. Aren't they playing at like the Palmeiras Stadium or something like that in Sao Paulo tonight?
Yeah, maybe. But
Something ridiculous.
Danny's no longer there. He's in Arizona. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. The one thing he could tell you is that everybody in Sao Paulo has been itching for a NFL match up there.
Yeah, again.
How dare they? How dare they? As for me, I'll be There's a Blue Bombers game I'll probably go to tomorrow. So there
Yeah,
you
nice.
go.
Nice.
The Banjo Bowl is tomorrow, so that'll be a lot of fun.
The Banjo Bowl.
Oh, it's the Banjo Bowl. Saskatchewan versus Winnipeg, the rematch from the Labor Day Classic. It happens every year. Now, as for me, I do have an episode of LGRN After Dark with Danny Carvelli. Maybe I will ask him about Sao Paulo's lust for NFL football on the show. We're going to be talking about why they've been killing off video games. Why some of the older games you just can't play anymore. I guess he's the one who wants to talk about it. He's going to send me a video of it. He has not, so I may just wing it, which is always a lot of fun because we usually have a topic. Sometimes we actually talk about it on the show. We have to have something for the thumbnail, guys. No starting 11 this week. It's international break, so we'll be back in a week after this Tuesday to talk about more from the English Premier League. That's over on the sports channel. Good friends, better rivals, named after the show Ferris is about to do in 10 minutes or so. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on Angels Rewatchers Council. In the words of our new pal Gunn, everybody, we'll see you all next time.